lapse. For this art time lapse, it will be the beginning of a series of front stores that I'll be doing. There will be a total of 6 front stores, which is my plan for now, and each front store will highlight one of the many characters from Studio Ghibli's movies. For the first front store I'll be looking to work on will be Totoro in front of a little bookstore. I start off with using some acrylic wash and watering it down with water to have a watercolor effect that is easy for me to spread the color and lay down the groundwork of where I want everything to be approximately on the white piece of paper. The type of paper I'm using is a art block that is hot press paper, and I find that it is very smooth, which is perfect because I love to add in other types of multimedia after I add in acrylic wash, so I can add in more details and textures and so forth. So on the side here, I have another piece of work I'm working on. I have a tendency to work on multiple pieces at the same time. And here I am using the other piece as a reference to figure out how big of the size the shop should be approximately. I'm speeding things up for you, so you can see the process a lot faster, because usually a piece like this roughly takes me a couple hours approximately. So to get to this point, you probably will be really bored if I slow things down. And if you enjoy the type of content on this channel, please consider like, subscribe, and sharing. It really does help with this channel. So as I am gonna narrate a little bit more, I'm using a little bit of yellow and also some orange and green, and slowly waiting for each layer to dry before adding the next layer. This little bookstore is going to have a little sign in the front and some potted plants at the front door, along with some hanging from the top of the roof there, and a little window that will show all the different books piled on the side. I really enjoy painting front store and just reading and watching about architecture, even though I don't know very much about it. But I just love the idea of these little front stores of unique windows and doors and style. Next, I'm going to add on the character, which is Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, and he's going to be reading a book in the front of the store. I'm just trying to imagine if I was to walk into a front of a bookstore and they have a giant Totoro, whether it is a real one or a doll, just sitting there reading a book. I think it will be the most adorable thing ever. Usually when I'm finished with painting with gouache, I use oil pencils to add a little bit of texture or gradient in addition to what I've done already so far. I also use a Sakura jelly roll to add in white highlights and details, and these are archival ink, which makes it also much more helpful in that will help the painting last a lot longer. Lately I've been doing a lot of Studio Ghibli pieces. I think this round might be my last round of these type of fan art inspired pieces, and I'll probably be moving on to more of my original art coming up, but I just want to do this final series of storefronts of different characters before moving on. You can see for this piece, it definitely does make a difference when you add on the oil pencils and blending the colors in softly. It does make a significant difference between pushing hard on the colors to get the color onto the paper versus blending it softly and taking your time. You definitely do notice a difference. So that's something that I've learned over the years, where in the past I would just push really hard on the pigments and hoping the colors will go on and work faster. Now I just understand that there's a beauty in being patient with the process as well. The oil pencils I'm using is from Faber-Castell, and I really love how smooth the colors glide on. I've tried a number of oil pencils, and I just find that these artist grade pencils do make a big difference. Initially I thought hey, you know what, maybe I can get by with just student grade, but you know what, sometimes it's really nice to spoil yourself with some nicer oil pencils. Here I'm coming in with a Prismacolor pencil to add and blend in the colors. I know that some pencil crayons do come with like a blender color, but I do enjoy blending with the white more so than others. It's gonna be hard for me to veer away from these fan arts because they are such a easy way for me to just get comfortable with painting and enjoy the process, but I know that I would have to become comfortable with myself and get used to drawing my own style as well. So it will be nice to change things up, but it also causes me a lot of anxiety to figure out, oh, what is my style art, and try to discover what it means to be my type of Sharon Leung art. But for these storefronts, I hope they will all turn out really adorably, amazingly cute, because I can totally imagine having a set of 6 of them, maybe in the living room, and having them as prints that people collect and have them in their homes as well. I'm planning on doing different stores, like maybe grocery stores, bookstores, maybe a pottery store, a hat store. I haven't really figured out all the details yet. It's nice to work on these mini pieces that are 7" by 7" because there isn't as much pressure to fill up a larger canvas size set, I guess, but at the same time, making these smaller pieces makes it not as versatile when I make it into prints, because in general, a lot of people like to buy larger prints than smaller prints. But I need to remind myself that a lot of times I'm doing art because I enjoy the process and not necessarily to come out with a result to sell the artwork, which is something I'm constantly trying to balance between doing something I enjoy, but at the same time maybe have a twofer out of it that other people can enjoy, maybe have in their home as well. I really do enjoy just sitting down and coloring, which I don't get as much time to do nowadays, being a mother of 2, but my family does work hard to give me some opportunities and breaks whenever I can, so I'm pretty lucky. So I hope you enjoyed this full art time lapse of the bookstore inspired by Studio Ghibli. This is my neighbor Totoro, who is having Totoro and friends sitting in the front of the bookstore. If you enjoyed this process, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video and next art time lapse. Take care, friends.